every morning presents a new opportunity, a blank page upon which we can write the story of our lives. Moment the first light of dawn touches the horizon, it carries with it the quiet invitation to rise, not merely from sleep, but into a life of intention and focus. To start your day with purpose is to refuse to drift aimlessly through hours and minutes as though they hold no consequence. It is to awaken with clarity, recognizing that each choice you make today, each thought you entertain, each action you take will shape the contours of your future. Purpose is not a vague feeling or a fleeting aspiration. It is the steady compass that guides your decisions, the inner fire that propels you forward even when the world seems heavy and unyielding. Imagine rising in the morning with a clear awareness that today is not just another day, but a gift, a chance to advance your goals, serve others, and embody the best version of yourself. There is an energy in the early hours of the day can either be wasted in worry, distraction, and hesitation, or harnessed with focus, determination, and deliberate action. When you begin with purpose, you awaken to life as a series of opportunities rather than obstacles, as a canvas waiting for your contribution rather than a burden to endure. Every task you undertake, no matter how small, becomes infused with meaning, and even the mundane moments of daily routine are transformed into building blocks of achievement. To start your day with purpose, you must first align your mind with what truly matters to you. This requires reflection, an honest look at your values, dreams, and responsibilities. When you understand what you are living for, your actions take on a new depth, and your time becomes an instrument of progress rather than a passive passage. It is in this alignment that focus is born, and focus is the foundation of all achievement. Without it, your energy dissipates in countless directions, and you may find yourself at the end of the day exhausted, yet unfulfilled. But with purpose, even the simplest action carries weight. Making your bed, preparing your breakfast, or setting out for work. Study is no longer mundane. It is an intentional act that sets the tone for everything that follows. Purpose transforms ordinary actions into steps toward a larger vision. When you start your day with purpose, you cultivate a mindset of responsibility for your own life. You no longer blame circumstances, others, or misfortune for your state of being. Instead, you recognize that your attitude, choices, and effort determine the quality of your day. This mindset fosters resilience. For even when challenges arise, you meet them with a sense of direction. Adversity does not paralyze you because You are guided by a higher sense of why you do what you do. Moreover, beginning your day with purpose fuels motivation and momentum. There is a profound difference between moving through your morning with a vague notion of what might need to be done and stepping into the day with specific intentions and goals. When you know what you want to accomplish and why, your energy naturally organizes itself to achieve those outcomes. Distractions lose their power, and procrastination becomes less tempting because you are anchored in a greater sense of responsibility and clarity. Purpose also fosters gratitude for when you are intentional about how you spend your time. You become more aware of the opportunities around you. You notice the gift of another sunrise, the chance to interact with loved ones, the potential to contribute meaningfully to your work and community. Gratitude and purpose feed one another, creating a cycle of positivity that elevates your performance and your perspective on life. To cultivate the habit of starting each day with purpose, it is essential to establish rituals that reinforce focus and clarity. This could be as simple as taking a few moments of quiet reflection, prayer, meditation before beginning daily tasks. It could be reviewing a list of priorities, affirming your goals, or setting a single intention that you commit to carrying through the day. These practices serve as anchors, reminding you that your day is not a random sequence of events, but a sequence of deliberate choices aligned with your larger aspirations. Purpose also involves prioritizing what truly matters. Many spend their mornings reacting to emails, social media, or the demands of others before attending to their own highest priorities. Starting with purpose means identifying the most important actions that move you closer to your goals and tackling them first. By doing so, you create a sense of accomplishment early in the day, which fuels confidence, energy, and further productivity. Furthermore, starting the day with purpose strengthens character and self-discipline. When you commit to living intentionally, you train yourself to resist the lure of immediate gratification and distractions that pull you away from what is most meaningful. Each morning becomes a test and an opportunity to practice self-mastery, to prove to yourself that your actions are guided by conscious choice rather than reactive habit. Over time, this builds not only achievement, but also the inner satisfaction of knowing you are living a life aligned with your values. Living with purpose from the start of each day also impacts your relationships and the world around you. When you bring intentionality to your actions, Others notice your presence, your reliability, and your commitment. Your energy becomes a source of inspiration, and your consistency can encourage others to adopt their own sense of purpose. In this way, starting your day with purpose is not a solitary act. It radiates outward, touching those around you and creating a ripple effect of focus, positivity, and determination. Finally, to begin your day with purpose requires the courage to rise above comfort, routine, and distraction. It demands awareness, clarity, and the willingness to face each day as a series of opportunities rather than obligations. By embracing purpose, you reclaim ownership over your life, making each morning a declaration that your life is intentional, meaningful, and guided by a vision that transcends the trivialities of momentary concerns. Your days are no longer controlled by circumstance, but by your commitment to live with focus, to act with intention, and to pursue with dedication the goals, dreams, and values that define your highest self. Hope is the quiet yet powerful force that allows the human spirit to rise above circumstances, to see possibilities where others see obstacles, and to continue pressing forward even when the path seems uncertain. To anchor your mindset in hope, not simply to wish for better outcomes or to rely on luck. It is a conscious decision to align your thoughts, your attitude, and your actions with the belief that the future holds promise, that challenges are temporary, and that your efforts can create meaningful change. A hopeful mindset is not naive, nor does it ignore the realities of struggle. Rather, it acknowledges difficulty, while refusing to let fear, doubt, or despair dictate your response. Every day presents countless moments where our thoughts can either lift us or pull us down. When you anchor your mind in hope, you train yourself to choose perspectives that build resilience and optimism, that encourage creativity and problem solving, and that maintain a steady faith in the unseen possibilities of life. Hope is a lens through which life is interpreted, and anchoring your mindset to it means that even in the midst of setbacks, failures, or disappointments, you retain the vision of what can be, not just what is. It allows you to transform obstacles into opportunities for growth, to see lessons where others see only loss, and to find meaning in the very struggles that might otherwise discourage you. Anchoring in hope begins with awareness. You must recognize when your mind is slipping into patterns of negativity, self-doubt, or fear. These patterns are natural, but they are not permanent unless you allow them to control your focus. By noticing your thoughts and intentionally shifting toward hope, You reclaim control over your mindset. Each positive thought, each belief in possibility reinforces the foundation upon which hope is built. Hope is strengthened through deliberate action. It is not passive. When you set goals, take steps toward improvement, and persist despite uncertainty, you give substance to your hope. Action validates the belief that change is possible, that progress can be made, and that your efforts have value. By moving forward with courage and persistence, you create a feedback loop in which hope inspires action, and action reinforces hope. Anchoring your mindset in hope also requires patience and trust. Life unfolds in its own time, and the results of effort are not always immediate. Hope is the steady hand that holds firm when progress is slow, when recognition is delayed, or when circumstances seem overwhelming. It is the understanding that persistence, combined with faith in what is possible, ultimately brings growth and fulfillment. One of the most powerful aspects of hope is its ability to shape perception. When your mind is anchored in hope, challenges are reframed as temporary, and setbacks are seen as steps along the journey rather than dead ends. This perspective allows you to approach life with resilience, adaptability, and creativity, to maintain motivation even when the path is unclear, and to continue striving for your goals with unwavering determination. Hope also influences emotions, providing calm in moments of anxiety, courage in times of fear, and encouragement in periods of discouragement. By choosing to cultivate hope, you strengthen your emotional resilience and increase your capacity to face difficulties without being overwhelmed. Anchoring your mindset in hope can transform relationships and influence the environment around you. When you radiate hope, it inspires those you encounter, creating a ripple effect of optimism, encouragement, and support. People are drawn to those who maintain hope, even in adversity, because hope provides a sense of possibility, stability, and reassurance in an unpredictable world. To fully anchor your mindset in hope, it is essential to practice gratitude, recognizing what is already present in your life and appreciating small victories strengthens your ability to see future possibilities. Gratitude and hope work hand in hand. Gratitude acknowledges the good that exists now, and hope envisions even greater good to come. Together, they create a foundation for sustained optimism, motivation, and purposeful action. Anchoring your mindset in hope does not mean ignoring reality or pretending difficulties do not exist. It means choosing to focus your energy on possibilities rather than limitations. It requires the courage to face uncertainty with confidence, to continue moving forward, even when outcomes are not guaranteed, and to trust that your efforts, aligned with faith and vision, will bear fruit. Hope is not merely a feeling. It is a practice, a discipline of the mind and heart that can be cultivated and strengthened over time. By intentionally choosing thoughts, attitudes, and actions that reinforce hope, you create a life that is more resilient, more fulfilling, and more capable of weathering challenges without losing direction or motivation. Anchoring in hope also demands a commitment to renewal. Each morning offers a chance to reset your perspective, to let go of yesterday's disappointments, and to embrace the possibilities of the present day. Hope thrives in an environment of renewal because it is not static. It grows stronger with attention, intention, and conscious effort. The hopeful mind does not dwell on what cannot be changed, but focuses instead on what can be influenced, improved, and transformed. Anchoring your mindset in hope enhances decision making, as hope encourages proactive behavior rather than reactionary fear. When your outlook is guided by possibility, you make choices that align with long-term goals, cultivate resilience, and embrace creative solutions. Hope allows you to take risks, step beyond comfort zones, and pursue aspirations with confidence that effort and perseverance will produce meaningful results. Hope also interacts with faith and belief, reinforcing the understanding that life is larger than any single moment of difficulty. Whether one draws this understanding from spiritual belief, personal values, and/or confidence in human potential, hope provides a framework within which obstacles are temporary, setbacks are lessons, and success is attainable through persistent effort. It strengthens the conviction that every challenge carries a seed of opportunity, that every struggle can produce growth, and that the trajectory of life can be shaped by the mindset we choose to cultivate. Anchoring your mindset in hope does not remove the need for preparation, discipline, or effort. It complements these qualities, providing the internal motivation to endure, the courage to persevere, and the clarity to act with purpose. It ensures that effort is not wasted on despair, but directed toward meaningful, achievable outcomes. Those who cultivate hope in their minds and hearts are better equipped to navigate uncertainty, recover from setbacks, and maintain focus on what truly matters. Hope is a compass that points toward potential, a lens that magnifies possibilities, and a source of energy that sustains action. It allows you to face adversity with dignity, engage challenges with creativity, and move through life with a sense of purpose that elevates not only your own journey, but also the lives of those around you. Anchoring your mindset in hope transforms ordinary days into opportunities for progress, growth, and contribution. It turns obstacles into lessons, waiting periods into preparation, and challenges into invitations to rise above limitation and embrace potential. It is the quiet, steadfast force that fuels resilience, inspires courage, and enables individuals to pursue their goals with unwavering belief and in the promise of tomorrow. Gratitude is more than a fleeting feeling or a polite word of acknowledgement what life has given us. It is a discipline, a conscious choice to recognize and honor the value in every moment, every experience, and every person who crosses our path. To cultivate gratitude as a daily discipline is to transform the way we perceive life, to shift from focusing on what is lacking to celebrating what is present, and to develop an inner strength that nourishes both heart and mind. When we approach each day with intentional gratitude, we do not allow circumstances, setbacks, or disappointments to dictate our mood or diminish our sense of worth. Instead, we anchor ourselves in the recognition that every day carries gifts, lessons, and opportunities, and that our response to these gifts shapes the trajectory of our lives. Gratitude is a lens through which life becomes richer, fuller, and more meaningful. It begins with awareness, the deliberate act of noticing even the smallest blessings that often go overlooked. The warmth of sunlight on your face, the sound of laughter, the presence of a friend or loved one, the chance to breathe and experience another day. These are not trivial details, but profound reminders that life, in all its complexity, is worthy of appreciation. By training the mind to seek these moments intentionally, we develop a habit of looking for goodness, even amidst difficulty. And we cultivate resilience against negativity and despair. Practicing gratitude daily transforms ordinary routines into moments of reflection and mindfulness. When we pause to appreciate the simple acts of life, making a meal, completing a task, sharing a conversation, we create a rhythm of intentional acknowledgement that enriches our perspective. These small acts of recognition accumulate over time, forming a reservoir of positivity that can sustain us through challenging times. Discipline in gratitude is not passive. It requires deliberate effort to maintain focus on what is meaningful. It is easy to become distracted by complaints, comparisons, and the endless pursuit of more. But by consciously choosing to reflect on what we have, we reclaim control over our attitude and our emotional state. Each day, Through writing, meditation, or quiet reflection, we can record or acknowledge what we are thankful for, reinforcing the habit of gratitude until it becomes an integral part of our mindset. When gratitude is practiced as a discipline, it reshapes our relationship with both success and failure. In moments of achievement, gratitude keeps us grounded, preventing arrogance and entitlement, reminding us that accomplishments are often the result of countless unseen factors, support from others, and opportunities that may have seemed ordinary at the time. In moments of failure, gratitude softens the impact of disappointment, allowing us to see the lessons hidden in struggle, the growth available through adversity, and the resilience we gain from overcoming challenges. Gratitude as a daily discipline also strengthens relationships. When we express genuine appreciation to those around us, whether through words, actions, or gestures, we cultivate connection, trust, and mutual respect. People feel seen and valued when their efforts are acknowledged, and this recognition not only benefits them, but also nurtures our own sense of purpose and empathy. Gratitude extends beyond personal gain. It is a force that binds communities, elevates shared experiences, and fosters generosity. Another profound effect of practicing gratitude daily is the shift in perspective it creates regarding challenges and setbacks. When the mind is anchored in appreciation, difficulties are less likely to dominate thought patterns or define identity. Instead of asking why misfortune has occurred, a grateful mind asks what can be learned, what resources are available, and how obstacles might be transformed into opportunities. This proactive approach leads to resilience, creativity, and emotional stability. Discipline in gratitude also enhances mental and physical well-being. Research has shown that those who cultivate gratitude experience reduced stress, improved mood, and stronger immune function. The practice of daily acknowledgement that activates positive neural pathways, strengthening the brain's ability to focus on the good rather than dwell on negativity. Over time, this rewires the mind to naturally seek out positive experiences. It reinforces the belief that life is abundant, meaningful, and rich with opportunity. Cultivating gratitude requires intentionality, especially in moments when life feels difficult or unfair. It is precisely in these moments that gratitude has the most transformative power, enabling us to maintain balance, perspective, and hope. By choosing to identify even small blessings during hardship, we assert control over our emotional response and create a foundation for resilience and perseverance. Integrating gratitude into a daily routine can be as simple as beginning and ending the day with reflection. Morning gratitude sets the tone, reminding us of purpose, potential, and the resources available to navigate the day. Evening gratitude allows for reflection, acknowledgement of achievements, and lessons learned, creating a sense of closure, contentment, and readiness for the following day. This practice trains the mind to continually seek the positive, reinforcing a cycle of appreciation that nurtures emotional stability, clarity, and joy. Discipline and gratitude also cultivates humility, recognizing that our successes are often intertwined with the efforts, support, and sacrifices of others fosters a sense of interconnectedness and reduces the tendency toward pride or entitlement. This humility allows us to approach life with openness, generosity, and the desire to contribute positively to the lives of others, extending the impact of gratitude beyond ourselves. Moreover, gratitude nurtures hope, optimism, and motivation. When the mind focuses on what is good and valuable, it becomes easier to envision possibilities, set goals, and take inspired action. Gratitude reinforces the understanding that life is not static, that positive change is possible, and that our efforts, when aligned with purpose and intention, can produce meaningful results. The discipline of daily gratitude encourages mindfulness, compelling us to be fully present in each moment, to observe and acknowledge what exists rather than dwelling on what is absent. This mindfulness deepens awareness, strengthens emotional intelligence, and enhances the quality of experience, allowing us to savor life more fully, engage more deeply with others, and respond to challenges with wisdom and calm. Gratitude as a daily discipline also fosters patience and acceptance. By acknowledging and appreciating the current state of life, we become less fixated on immediate gratification or comparison to others, and more capable of finding contentment in the journey itself. This perspective provides stability, reduces anxiety, and encourages a thoughtful approach to decisions and actions, reinforcing both personal and interpersonal harmony. When practiced consistently, gratitude transforms the mind into a fertile ground for growth, joy, and resilience. It is not a fleeting emotion dependent on circumstance, but a cultivated habit that shapes perception, guides action, and sustains motivation. Each day that gratitude is intentionally expressed strengthens this inner foundation, empowering individuals to navigate life with clarity, generosity, and unwavering focus on what is meaningful. By committing to gratitude as a daily discipline, we create a life enriched not only by the recognition of blessings, but also by the deep sense of fulfillment, connection, and purpose that comes from living with awareness, intention, and appreciation for the extraordinary gifts present in every ordinary day. Trusting beyond circumstances is one of the most transformative decisions a person can make, for it allows a mind to rise above the limitations of the visible world and embrace a larger, more enduring perspective. Life is full of uncertainty, setbacks, and situations that may seem overwhelming, unfair, or impossible to navigate. If we allow these circumstances alone to define our hope, our confidence, or our direction, we will inevitably be swayed by fear, doubt, and despair. Trust beyond circumstances means choosing to believe in possibilities that are not immediately apparent, to hold faith in outcomes that are not guaranteed, and to remain steady even when the path forward is unclear. It requires the courage to see life not solely through the lens of what is happening now, but through the lens of what can be achieved. What lessons can be learned, and what growth is possible when challenges are faced with resilience. To trust beyond circumstances is to recognize that external conditions, while influential, are not absolute determinants of success, happiness, or fulfillment. A stormy day does not dictate a stormy life, nor does a setback define your worth or your future. By anchoring trust in something larger than momentary conditions, whether it is faith, purpose, personal values, or belief in one's own capacity to overcome, individuals cultivate an inner strength that remains unshaken regardless of external turbulence. Trust beyond circumstances is an act of choice, not passivity. It is not blind optimism that ignores reality, but a deliberate decision to hold confidence when evidence seems insufficient or when outcomes appear uncertain. It requires acknowledging the difficulty of the situation without surrendering to it, maintaining clarity of vision without denying the present, and acting with conviction without being paralyzed by fear. When trust is cultivated in this way, it becomes a stabilizing force, a compass that guides decisions, inspires perseverance, and illuminates the next steps even in moments of confusion or doubt. This trust is strengthened through reflection and awareness. It requires observing patterns, recognizing lessons from the past, and understanding that life is not always immediate in its rewards or outcomes. Challenges often carry hidden purposes. Delays often cultivate patience, and hardships often develop resilience, wisdom, and empathy that would be impossible to attain otherwise. By recognizing these truths, individuals learn to place their confidence not in the fleeting or unpredictable, but in the enduring principles and capacities that remain reliable regardless of circumstance. Trust beyond circumstances also transforms how we respond to adversity. When one trusts in the face of difficulty, the natural response is not panic, resentment, or defeat, but clarity, strategic action, and courage. Decisions are made from a grounded place of faith in what is possible, rather than from reactionary impulses born of fear or frustration. This perspective enables individuals to navigate complexity with grace, to seize opportunities hidden within challenges, and to persevere with a sense of purpose that defies immediate limitations. The practice of trust beyond circumstances also nurtures emotional resilience. Life inevitably brings disappointment, loss, and hardship. But those who have anchored their confidence in principles, faith, or enduring personal capacities are able to absorb these blows without losing equilibrium. They understand that circumstances are temporary, that setbacks do not define identity, and that their response to difficulty shapes character far more than the difficulty itself. Trust cultivates patience and fortitude, allowing individuals to endure uncertainty without surrendering hope or focus. Trust beyond circumstances encourages a long-term perspective, teaching us that life unfolds over time and that immediate results are not always the measure of progress. Often, success and fulfillment are the culmination of consistent effort, faith, and perseverance, even when the present seems discouraging. By trusting in this unfolding process, individuals remain committed to their goals, motivated by belief in eventual progress, rather than being swayed by short-term setbacks or delayed outcomes. This trust also deepens relationships and community. When we anchor confidence beyond circumstance, we are able to offer support, encouragement, and stability to others, even in times of collective difficulty. Our presence becomes a source of reassurance, hope, and guidance. And our ability to maintain composure and belief inspires those around us to rise above fear and uncertainty as well. Trust beyond circumstances is reinforced by gratitude and reflection. Recognizing past instances where challenges were overcome, lessons were learned, and unexpected blessings arose cultivates a mindset that is capable of confidence, even when the present seems unfavorable. By recalling these experiences, we strengthen the belief that perseverance, aligned with faith and action, produces outcomes that exceed immediate understanding or expectation. Anchoring trust beyond circumstances requires discipline and conscious effort. It is easy to succumb to doubt, cynicism, or negativity when faced with hardship, but by intentionally focusing on what can be influenced, nurtured, and persevered toward, we cultivate a mindset that remains constructive, proactive, and resilient. Daily practice, whether through reflection, meditation, prayer, journaling, or affirmations, reinforces this habit of trust, embedding it deeply within thought patterns and behavior. Trust beyond circumstances also encourages courage in the pursuit of meaningful goals. When confidence is not contingent on favorable conditions, one is free to take bold steps, explore new possibilities, and act decisively despite uncertainty. Fear of failure diminishes because it is understood that external outcomes do not fully define personal worth or ultimate achievement. This freedom enables creativity, innovation, and proactive engagement with life in ways that would be impossible for a mindset enslaved to circumstance. In addition, trust beyond circumstances aligns with the understanding that life's timing is not always ours to control. Delays, detours, and obstacles are not necessarily indicators of failure, but may be essential components of preparation, learning, or refinement. By trusting beyond immediate appearances, individuals develop patience, acceptance, and the ability to find meaning in every stage of the journey, even when the destination seems distant or unclear. Trust beyond circumstances also fosters a sense of inner peace. When confidence is grounded in enduring principles rather than fluctuating conditions, there is less anxiety, fear, and worry. The mind and heart can focus on action, contribution, and growth rather than being consumed by uncontrollable variables. This inner calm enables clarity of thought, wise decision making, and a more joyful engagement with life, regardless of the challenges faced. Ultimately, to trust beyond circumstances is to cultivate a mindset of hope, perseverance, and steadfastness. It allows one to act with integrity, courage, and intentionality, and knowing that external conditions, while influential, do not have ultimate authority over one's destiny. Trust empowers individuals to navigate uncertainty with confidence, transform setbacks into lessons, and embrace life's unfolding journey with faith. What is possible, commitment to action, and resilience that defies temporary limitations. Those who practice this discipline are not immune to difficulty, but they are equipped to face it with clarity, strength, and unwavering focus. Their confidence radiates outward, inspiring others, strengthening relationships, and creating a life that is guided by purpose rather than circumstance. Trust beyond circumstances is a choice, a daily practice, and a guiding principle that enables individuals to rise above fear, doubt, and limitation, embrace possibility, and continue moving forward with courage, faith, and determination, even when the road ahead is uncertain. Pain is one of the most universal experiences in life, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. Many of us instinctively recoil from it, resist it, or seek to avoid it, believing that a life of purpose must be free from suffering. But the truth is that pain, when understood and approached with intention, can become a powerful catalyst for growth, transformation, and the realization of our highest potential. To transform pain into purpose is not to glorify suffering or to ignore its impact, but to recognize that the challenges we face, the setbacks we endure, and the wounds we carry can be transformed into fuel for personal development, empathy, resilience, and meaningful contribution. Pain, in its many forms, emotional, physical, relational, or professional, is often a messenger, calling attention to what needs change, what requires healing, or what is misaligned in our lives. It is in these moments of discomfort that we are confronted with choices. We can allow pain to diminish us, to create bitterness and resentment, or we can allow it to deepen our understanding, strengthen our character, and guide us toward actions that align with our true purpose. Every individual who has faced adversity and emerged stronger can attest that the lessons embedded in pain are invaluable. They teach patience, humility, and empathy. They reveal the depths of resilience we may not have known we possessed. And they challenge us to examine our priorities, values, and goals with honesty and clarity. Transforming pain into purpose begins with acceptance. Denial avoidance or resistance. What has occurred only prolongs suffering and obscures the opportunities that lie within it. By acknowledging the reality of our pain, we create the space necessary to process it, learn from it, and integrate it into our journey. Acceptance does not mean surrendering to despair. It means recognizing the present moment as it is and choosing how to respond constructively. Once we accept pain, the next step is reflection. It is essential to examine not only the circumstances that cause suffering, but also the ways in which it has shaped us. Reflection allows us to identify the lessons embedded within adversity, to understand patterns in our lives, and to recognize the growth that can emerge from challenges. In this reflective space, pain begins to reveal its purpose, guiding us toward clarity, wisdom, and renewed direction. Transformation requires action. Purpose is not realized through passive contemplation alone. It demands deliberate steps toward constructive change. When we take the insights gained from pain and apply them to our choices, behavior, and goals, we begin to redirect suffering into meaningful contribution. This might mean helping others who face similar struggles, pursuing a career or mission that aligns with lessons learned, or cultivating qualities such as resilience, compassion, and courage that are forged through hardship. Transforming pain into purpose also involves a shift in perspective. It is easy to interpret suffering as punishment, injustice, or failure. But those who rise above limitation see it as an invitation to grow, to strengthen, and to make a difference. By reframing our experiences, we find opportunity in difficulty, insight in struggle, and potential in the very moments that once felt unbearable. Pain, when viewed through the lens of purpose, becomes a teacher rather than a tormentor, a guide rather than an obstacle, and a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. This transformation is amplified when we connect our personal experiences of pain to a larger mission or calling. Individual suffering can feel isolating and meaningless, but when we use our experiences to serve, inspire, or uplift others, pain acquires a profound significance. Those who have endured hardship and then share their lessons, support others, or advocate for change, transform private struggle into collective impact. Purpose gives suffering direction and meaning, turning it from a weight that drags us down into a force that propels us forward. Resilience is cultivated through the practice of transforming pain into purpose. Each time we confront difficulty with courage, reflection, and deliberate action, we strengthen our capacity to endure future challenges. We learn that adversity does not define us, that our response determines our trajectory, and that the human spirit is capable of remarkable growth when tested. Pain becomes the forge in which character is strengthened, determination is sharpened, and inner resources are discovered. Transforming pain into purpose also nurtures empathy and compassion. Personal suffering creates a deeper understanding of the struggles of others and a greater ability to respond with kindness, patience, and support. When we recognize that our hardships can be transformed into wisdom, encouragement, or guidance for others, our own pain becomes a source of hope and inspiration. In this way, personal growth and service are intertwined, each amplifying the other. Another aspect of this transformation is the cultivation of gratitude, even amidst suffering. Recognizing the lessons, growth, and strength that emerge from pain allows us to appreciate its role in shaping our journey. Gratitude for adversity does not diminish its difficulty, but acknowledges the potential it holds for shaping a life of meaning, resilience, and contribution. Each painful experience carries the seed of purpose, waiting to be nurtured by intention, reflection, and action. Consistency is key in this process. Transforming pain into purpose is rarely instantaneous. It requires ongoing effort, reflection, and perseverance. Daily attention to mindset, focus on growth, and deliberate application of lessons learned ensures that suffering is not wasted or ignored, but integrated into a path of meaningful living. Over time, what once caused anguish becomes a source of insight, motivation, and strength. Transforming pain into purpose also involves a commitment to self-compassion. In moments of suffering, it is natural to be critical of oneself, to feel undeserving, or to dwell on perceived failures. Self-compassion allows us to acknowledge our humanity, forgive ourselves, and treat our own experiences with the same care, understanding we would offer others. This internal support strengthens the capacity to act, to reflect, and to move forward with purpose, rather than being paralyzed by shame or regret. Pain becomes purpose when it inspires action aligned with values and vision. Whether through creative expression, mentorship, service, or personal growth, the lessons and strength gained through adversity are translated into tangible contributions that enrich both our lives and the lives of others. Purpose transforms suffering into fuel, direction, and meaning, converting what could be wasted anguish into a powerful force for positive change. In addition, transforming pain into purpose nurtures hope. Each time we face difficulty, learn from it, and channel it into growth or service. We reinforce the belief that life is not arbitrary, that struggles have meaning, and that the future holds potential. Hope emerges naturally from the knowledge that even in suffering, we possess the capacity to create, inspire, and move towards something greater than the immediate challenge. Ultimately, the act of transforming pain into purpose is a declaration of human resilience, courage, and potential. It affirms that life's challenges, while often unavoidable and painful, are not without meaning or value. By embracing suffering, reflecting upon its lessons, acting intentionally, and directing its energy toward growth, contribution, and service, we discover the extraordinary power of the human spirit to rise above adversity and live a life defined not by wounds, but by the purpose those wounds reveal, to live with intention. And if life with integrity is to approach life with clarity. It's an alignment between what one believes, what one says, and what one does. It is a conscious choice to act deliberately rather than drift aimlessly, to make decisions guided by values rather than by convenience or fleeting desires, and to embody honesty, authenticity, and responsibility in every action. Living with intention begins with self-awareness, the ability to understand what truly matters, to recognize priorities, and to define personal goals that reflect one's deepest values. Without such awareness, life is often a series of reactions to external pressures, distractions, and circumstances, leaving the individual feeling unfulfilled, scattered, or disconnected. Intention provides direction. It focuses energy, effort, and attention on what is most meaningful, transforming ordinary actions into steps toward purpose. Integrity, on the other hand, is the steadfast commitment to live in alignment with those intentions, even when it is difficult, inconvenient, or unpopular. It is the internal compass that guides behavior, ensuring that choices reflect honesty, respect, and ethical standards. To live with integrity is to honor promises made to oneself and to others, to act consistently across circumstances, and to refuse to compromise one's values for temporary gain or comfort. The combination of intention and integrity creates a life of coherence, where actions, thoughts, and words are aligned, producing trust, credibility, and inner peace. Living intentionally requires reflection and discernment. Each day presents countless decisions, both large and small, and without clarity of purpose, it is easy to become distracted by trivialities, reactive impulses, or external expectations. By pausing to identify priorities, set goals, and make conscious choices, individuals ensure that their efforts directed toward meaningful outcomes rather than scattered by chance or habit. This daily practice of reflection and deliberate planning is essential for cultivating a life guided by purpose and integrity. Integrity, in turn, demands courage. It is not always easy to act in accordance with one's values, especially in situations where doing so may invite criticism, opposition, or sacrifice. Integrity is tested in these moments, and those who practice it consistently demonstrate resilience, moral strength, and the ability to navigate life without compromising the principles that define them. Living with intention and integrity fosters trust in relationships, for people quickly recognize those whose words and actions are aligned. Trust is earned not through appearances or promises alone, but through consistent demonstration of honesty, reliability, and ethical behavior. By cultivating integrity, individuals create connections rooted in respect, authenticity, and mutual understanding. strengthening both personal and professional bonds. Intentional living also enhances focus and efficiency. When goals and priorities are clear, distractions lose their power, and efforts are channeled into productive, meaningful action. Energy is not wasted on unnecessary conflicts, reactive decisions, or pursuits misaligned with values. Instead, life becomes a series of deliberate steps toward desired outcomes, with each action contributing to the realization of purpose. Living with intention and integrity also nurtures resilience and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances often challenge our plans, beliefs, and expectations. By remaining anchored in purpose and guided by ethical principles, individuals can navigate change without losing direction or compromising values. Challenges are faced with clarity and courage, and setbacks are interpreted as opportunities for growth, learning, and refinement rather than as threats to identity or worth. A life led with intention and integrity is deeply satisfying because it is coherent. There is no dissonance between what one says, believes, and does. This coherence produces inner peace, self-respect, and a profound sense of fulfillment. It allows individuals to approach each day with confidence, knowing that their actions are aligned with their highest ideals, and to face challenges without fear of compromising themselves or betraying their principles. Living intentionally also requires discipline and consistency. Goals must be pursued with persistence. Priorities must be regularly reassessed, and actions must be continually evaluated against personal values. Discipline ensures that intentions are not merely aspirational statements, but are consistently translated into behavior, habits, and choices that reflect commitment and accountability. Integrity amplifies this discipline by creating an internal standard that guides decision making even when external oversight is absent. Living with intention and integrity transforms ordinary experiences into opportunities for growth and contribution. When actions are guided by purpose, even routine tasks take on significance, becoming steps toward mastery, service, or personal fulfillment. Each decision, interaction, and effort is infused with meaning, reinforcing the sense that life is not a series of random events, but a coherent journey shaped by conscious choice and ethical action. Intentional and ethical living also cultivates influence and leadership. People are inspired by those who act with clarity, courage, and consistency. And the example by someone guided by integrity can motivate others to reflect on their own values, priorities, and behaviors. Influence derived from authenticity and purpose is far more lasting and meaningful than influence derived from position, authority, or superficial charm, because it is grounded in respect, trust, and demonstrated character. Living with intention and integrity also deepens self-awareness. Regular reflection on actions, motivations, and alignment with values creates a feedback loop that strengthens understanding, accountability, and personal growth. It encourages honesty with oneself, revealing areas for improvement, potential for development, and opportunities to act in ways that are more aligned with long-term aspirations and principles. This ongoing process of reflection, adjustment, and alignment ensures that life is lived deliberately rather than passively, with conscious choices guiding direction, purpose, and impact. Living intentionally and ethically enhances emotional and mental resilience. When challenges, setbacks, or disappointments occur, individuals anchored in purpose and guided by integrity are less likely to succumb to despair, self-doubt, or reactive behavior. They possess the clarity to assess situations objectively, the courage to make ethical decisions, and the discipline to continue acting in alignment with their values. Even under pressure, their internal compass provides stability amidst chaos, and their consistent choices cultivate confidence, self-respect, and clarity of direction. Ultimately, to live with intention and integrity is to embrace a life of alignment, coherence, and meaning. It is a commitment to act deliberately, speak honestly, and honor values in every aspect of life. It transforms mundane routines into purposeful actions, challenges into opportunities for growth, and relationships into connections grounded in trust and authenticity. Those who live this way navigate life with clarity, courage, and resilience, leaving a legacy of purpose, inspiration, and positive influence for those around them. It is the foundation upon which fulfillment, achievement, and character are built, and it is the guiding principle that allows individuals to rise above distraction, temptation, and adversity to live lives that are meaningful, impactful, and true to their highest ideals.